right, hello everyone, and welcome to Patriot Crusader Missions Christian Warrior Talk. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, what's going on with our show? And then I'm like, oh, this is what's going on with our show. I didn't have the right background.
Well, there you go.
Can tell I'm getting rusty. It's been a while since I've been on, and
Once a week isn't keeping you on your game anymore.
Twice, with the sermon, but that's a little different. That's over there. Well, yeah, welcome to Patriot Crusader Missions Christian Warrior Talk, the Christian Fellowship Show, where we drop everything, no matter how busy, no matter how happy, no matter how sad, no matter how angry, and we come together to celebrate our victories, to learn from our setbacks, and to pray and battle for one another. So easy in this life to be too busy to do anything, too busy to invest in one another, too busy for fellowship. And that's what the enemy wants. He wants us isolated and alone. He wants us, and we do it to ourselves willingly, separated, isolated, like a finger cut off from a hand. Right? We're all part of the body of Christ. We need to be in the body of Christ. This is a poor substitute for real in-person fellowship, but it is a substitute. It is something that can be done in addition to that, and it can be a lifeline to those who just don't have anyone. And that's what we're here to be for. We're here to be your lifeline.
It allows you to connect with people who are very like-minded that are not your neighbor.
Yes. And as we've already seen here coming on the show, when you come on, sound off with a strength and honor. And we
strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
And we shall, Linda.
All right, so that was Linda's, or was that was
Linda's.
that was a test run? That was Linda's.
That was a test run. That one was for Linda's strength and honor to you. So tonight I'm not actually having an adult beverage. I'm actually, having just sparkling water tonight. I know. Usually I have an adult beverage, but tonight I want to actually have a productive tomorrow morning. I have really suffered in my workout schedule this week. I think I went 0 for 5.
You lost your workout buddy, so your accountability of getting out the door at 8 didn't
the job
happen.
And everything else. There's always something else to do with the job now, and there's always a lead, something going on. I got to figure out what that is. Before it worked in the morning, particularly with the old schedule. Now it's just a lot different. So I have to figure it out. I'm probably going to start working out at the health club to get out of here and get away from the distractions. Claudia!
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
So, but I have been getting back in the Bible more.
Okay.
And really been doing a deep dive on Romans, like crawling through Romans on purpose.
Okay.
And Steve,
strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
I thought I wasn't sure if you were alive, man. I was starting to read obituaries in Florida.
Oh gosh.
Man eaten by alligator. I mean, it happens there. So
those boat shoes are slippery.
Those boat shoes are slippery. And there's, especially with those salmon color shorts, he goes by.
Yeah.
Or the neon green ones, whichever one it is.
It must look extra tasty to the
pastels.
alligators.
Strength and honor, John.
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
So yeah, bad day for working out. Great to be back in the Bible. I actually went out, like I said, did I show my 5 pair of readers last week?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. So having all those readers, it's like been massaging my eyeballs to read the Bible. And I'm very happy doing it. Romans is such a foundational book of the Bible. It's got salvation basically encapsulated. It's got justification, election.
So what prompted kind of really the deep dive, slow focus on it?
Well, that's where much of Calvinism lives.
Okay.
Is there. And after being around a bunch of anti-Calvinists for 2.5 years, I decided to armor up and go back in and test it again and test it again, and I can't unsee it.
Okay.
It's really an amazing book, and one that I think we need to spend a lot more time in, because a lot of the fundamentals of our faith are contained.
So what is your deep
particularly
dive?
in 9, 10, and 11.
What does your
9, 10,
deep
11.
dive look like? Are you reading like a chapter at a time and just really reading
Sometimes I don't even make it
footnotes
through a chapter. Sometimes I get in stuff and then I start looking at other references regarding it, poking and prodding
Okay.
and making sure, and looking at people who challenge it and what their argument against it is and what the argument is for it,
Mhm.
and seeing what rings true, which is how we should really do the whole Bible.
Can you imagine how long it would take? Not
Well-
that that's a bad thing, but
But it's me and myself in here, but sparks are flying, and it's been so rewarding, like so rewarding.
good.
Where big pieces that were in place, that were like Tetris, they were kind of in place, but like locked into place, and I must say, I actually swapped out my study Bible.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I went with the ESV study Bible over this.
Okay.
I
For this book in particular, you're
yes,
liking the
because
notes?
the ESV is not like the RC Sproul's Bible is great. I love the excerpts in it. Like when he writes a paragraph about
like
something,
what something is, or
when he
yeah.
clarifies something in that way. But I don't find his blow for blow to be all that great sometimes. And I
Okay.
think that he's gotten, particularly when it comes to some of the harder things, I don't think he gets them right.
Okay.
Like the sword, buying
Yeah.
the sword. He
Yeah.
totally whiffed on that. And the ESV came at it the way I like it. Here's both cases. Both have some merit. You decide.
Okay.
Right? Don't.
And you're just saying ESV. I mean, is that
The ESV Study Bible. It's put out by that edition.
okay?
And what they did is they went and they found a bunch of scholars who were known to be the best at this book. So my friend Gordon Hugenberger
Mhm.
actually did one of the book judges.
So is it consistently in one theological camp, or like the way that R.C. Sproul's is going to be coming at it from a Calvinist perspective?
They present multiple sides from both sides of the camp,
Okay.
which I find refreshing. And it also, when you mix up people, you're less to have the same bias. They're all going to have different biases.
Sure.
So you can go back to RV to RC to bounce it off it. But when you're going through it, it really is great because everyone doesn't have the same blind spot.
Mm-hmm.
So really like that. And I'm not finding my MacArthur Bible.
I know that you don't generally respect that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he does get some things right, an awful lot right. It's just some things that he's ruined his credibility on for me. But when he's talking about stuff that he actually knows, he's really good.
Okay.
Chuck Smith, I get nothing out of it. It's like so weak sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's several others over there that are, that whole top shelf there is all Bibles in different versions
Mm-hmm.
and study versions. So, and then my Logo software, which is what I use to do deep studying in, and it's really, that's where a lot of heavy lifting gets done for me. So again, great place to be there, but boat shoes and all. All right, Steve, good to hear that. That doesn't mean that this week wasn't a particularly hard week,
Mm-hmm.
other than our situation. It's still what it is. There's still a lot of potential, and Trident Shield is doing well. I've got a trip coming up going to. So Steve, you're on here. You missed it. I'm going to be in Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, and I can't remember the Toronto or some. It's like north of Tampa on the way to Jacksonville.
Mhm.
So I'm going to be there in a couple weeks. So if you want to, if you're not too cool out there on your boat or in your boat shoes, it'd be great to see you again. It'd be great to see you again. But I think I'm actually going to some really cool Cuban restaurant my first night there.
Yep.
Um,
Are you going to do the flamenco?
I'm not going to do the
Routine.
flamingo thing, but I am going to have me some mojitos.
Okay.
I saw mojitos and sangria on the menu.
Yeah.
Yup. I'm going.
Mhm.
So yeah. So I mean, that part is great. People are starting to understand. They're starting to feel, I think, the fabric of society fraying more and more, and they're starting to take active shooter and women's self-defense and home defense and everything more serious. It does really seem that people understand that, and we're going to be spending a lot of time the rest of this year and spring trying to prepare everyone for the madness of the 2024 election, which is just going to be filth and nastiness and everything else.
What's going? Where was it? Ohio?
Ohio.
That there was a shooting.
Yeah.
Is it burning? Like, are they going crazy on this one? Or are they kind of saving their angst for something closer to the election?
They have mobilized, but no one's covering it that much right now.
Interesting.
I mean, I haven't been all over the news.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen any
since
headlines
we gave
about
up
it.
Fox News in the house. I've got the app on my phone. I don't let them track me, so they get zero. But I do like.
Is that what counts?
That's what counts.
Okay.
It's that I'm not supporting them in any way.
Okay. Stealth mode.
But I do like the way they lay out their articles, and I can skim their headlines faster. But regardless, it was a pregnant black female stealing liquor, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, she didn't deserve to die for stealing liquor." You're right. She didn't deserve to die for stealing liquor. She deserved to die trying to murder a cop by running over him.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she got shot.
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing to do with what she took.
Have they released body cam footage
they
or things
have.
like that would just
He
cooperate?
was justified. From what I saw, he was justified.
So do you think even that side recognizes
It doesn't
that
matter.
it's a
She's
no-win
pregnant.
situation?
They've already spun the narrative. She got killed for stealing liquor.
Right. Okay.
No, and it's like, no.
But
she
if
got
you're
killed
saying
for
things are
running
not really actually burning town, maybe they're
over.
saving their drama for closer.
Why is a pregnant lady stealing liquor anyways? So, whatever. I think I've handled that type of crime ad nauseum and don't wish to go back to them.
Yeah.
The election. Now that I'm no longer tied to Mike Lindell, I can really lean into Ron DeSantis support.
You can speak your mind a little bit more clearly.
Yeah, and I just want to say something. I got a full confession to make.
Okay.
All right. I think that Trump was the best, like the all-time best vice president that ever was. I mean, he served President Fauci so well with, pushing the vaccines, shutting down the economy, the whole election thing. I mean, that's loyalty incarnate. You got to hand it to him. He was a loyal vice president to President Fauci.
Those are fighting words, man.
So I mean, it just came to me today. I'm like, what a loyal guy.
Yeah.
Tony,
get some haters
Tony
on that
and
one.
Donnie, they're boys.
Yeah.
Operation Warp Speed.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So anyways, I put that on Twitter and I got some traction.
That's why you were asking how to spell Fauci.
Yeah, well, they're talking about the whole, again, being on the platforms wherever. They're talking about face diapers again. And I can't believe they're going to try that. I think they're going to
It's already coming. I mean, it's already John.
Yeah.
I mean, their schools are already
like
going
that.
back to it, and
Yeah, schools and I'm sure the VAs, because they have no choice, even though those poor people who work there, hated it. And of course UMass General or UMass, one of the big Boston hospitals did it, and all of it's gonna happen. And I actually, I don't want to say too much, but I've encountered churches that were supposed to be Christian conservative churches that were doing full mass services up until a year ago.
yeah, that timeline surprised me to hear.
Like, that tells me everything I need
It
to know.
wasn't that. I mean, there was
I
an
don't care how many doctors you have in your church and how many people
unmasked option, but yeah.
No, not complete 100%. You must wear a face diaper.
At that service, yeah.
Yeah. So, another heartbreak for us. It's a lot harder to find a place where people are,
all the morals align.
where people are not only biblical and reformed, which is important to us, but also engaged and not watching the whole country burn down around them. Not just sitting on the sideline with their Vineyard Vines shirt on. If you're a pastor and you're wearing a Vineyard Vines, I don't even want to talk to you.
Come on.
I'm all done.
Is that Jesus like with you?
Jesus would not be rocking Vineyard Vines shirts. All right.
No one's saying that they are Jesus, but would Jesus still talk to them?
Well, depends on their other issues. If they're supporting abortion and they're woke in those ways, Jesus might be talking to them, but it's not saying anything they want to hear.
Well, there you go. Why are we going Boston on this?
Yeah, I don't know. It just came out. But no, everyone's nice. It's just really hard to find people who want to be in the fight and who aren't just, I'm going to sit here and in my yuppie gear and be cool. So that was a little disappointing.
So is it this? You were about to dive into election stuff and then you pivoted.
Yeah, sorry. No, so I again, you guys have heard me come out. Vineyard Vines is a Martha's Vineyard brand shirt.
It's like
that has little whales.
Think
on
about
it
what
from
golfers wear, basically.
Yeah. It's basically what you and Steve wear. The pastels, except it's not polo.
Yeah, Steve, do you have any Vineyard Vines in your wardrobe? Full confession time.
Shoes, the boat shoes,
it goes perfectly with the boat shoes.
Yes.
Yeah, the little whale.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I'm going to be a lot more forceful in my opposition to Trump. If he's the candidate, I will back him 100%.
Okay.
But I think it's time somebody gives it back to him the way he gives it.
And so you're taking the stand.
So I'm, if he wants to invent stuff and he wants to whatever, well, I don't have to invent anything. But I don't have to treat him with kid gloves either.
Well, it sounds like you need to send John some samples there, Steve, since you guys are your boat shoe buddies.
But yeah. So I'm, you're going to see me on Twitter engaging more and calling things out, and responding appropriately on the things that go on. I don't know. I mean, it might all be moot point. I think DeSantis, and again, I'll call the balls and strikes on him. I think his social media campaign has been terrible. And he's going up against somebody who has their own social media platform.
Yeah.
Which means that he could dominate Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, because he's not banned.
Because he's right.
And it's just, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know. And, but I'm willing to do my part. We'll see how the second debate goes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to go a lot different.
Is there word on whether Trump is participating in
He
that
said
or
he's
not?
skipping the first two. He may do one.
He's skipping the first two.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least the first two is what a surrogate.
And who's hosting this next one?
Fox Business.
So at Fox and then Fox
Yeah, I assume it's
Business.
going to be Maria Bartiromo, which would have been fair.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's very fair. Oh, Claudia, my thoughts on Vivek.
And it's Vivek like cake. I heard him say.
Oh, Vivek.
Yeah.
Like cake. All right,
Vivek like cake.
So Vivek is probably one of the most charismatic men I've ever seen in my life.
I saw. Did you see the clip of him
Being very young.
basically word for wording how Obama described himself? Like, I'm just a skinny kid from the whatever. And yeah, so like exact language that Obama used in his campaigning speeches, trying to kind of relate. I'm not a politician. I'm just a skinny kid from whatever. He like word for word.
Well, so anyways, I'll finish my thought. I find Vivek to be extremely charismatic. I would like to see who he is for another 10 years before I'm ready to vote for him.
Yeah.
Like, I want people to poke holes. He's too new, too shiny. I mean, we already had one Manchurian candidate in Obama.
Yeah, I think the point of that video
I want
is
somebody who's been around, who they've been able to poke at, dig up his past, whoever he's got, and all the mud to come out so we know what we're dealing with. I like all of his answers, Claudia. I have yet to hear him say something I don't. I find his instincts brilliant. Like, if you remember the show that I did before the debate, I said every single candidate on the stage should start off with the first question that they're asked and say, I would love to answer that question first. I want to say that I would pardon Donald Trump day one of my administration, which would lower the temperature in the room for everyone about everything. And he's the only one who did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a big mistake by DeSantis and everyone else. I mean, this is an obvious weaponization of the criminal justice system. Like, just on that part alone, it should be, hey, I'm going to pardon him. We're not going to have a president with Secret Service protection in prison.
Is that what would happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, whatever, man. It's so ridiculous. So anyways, he is, Claudia. He is so sharp. I've watched him go on very hostile programs, and he handles them effortlessly.
Okay.
Like, he can joust with the best of them.
I haven't seen much of his
is
stuff.
very, very fun to watch.
So he doesn't have like the politician's slippery answer.
No, he's not a Ted Cruz where he's not going to answer what you're asking him.
Well, really, all of them. I mean, DeSantis does it. Like, I mean, they all do that.
Yeah, that's correct. No, he will answer the question you ask him, even if you don't like it.
Okay.
And
counts for something.
Which it does count for something. He's smooth. I just am afraid there's something behind that. I don't.
I mean, because people voted for Obama because he was a good talker, young, good looking, for some of people's opinion, good, smooth talker.
Yeah.
And so, is that the same thing?
Yeah, I don't know enough about him. Yes, if it is what it appears to be, I would vote for him all day. But I'm afraid there's another layer behind the mask.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him, actually a younger version of him, doing an interview with a Democrat candidate. They're asking Democrat questions, and then Pete Buttigieg was right behind him asking the next one.
Say it again.
A younger,
Vivek,
was shown on camera at an event with a question that was a softball to a candidate.
Okay, so he was asking the question.
So he was obviously handpicked by the audience, fed a question.
Okay.
That served the Democrat. And then Pete Buttigieg was right behind him with the next question.
Okay.
All
right.
And I know he's got again, I don't know. I've seen social media stuff, which who knows if it's true, that he's invested in mRNA vaccines in China and all these other things. The main thing, Claudia, even if he was an Obama, he would at least be a conservative Obama, whatever that is, right? Meaning that he's going on the conservative platform. He would be doing things there, and who owns him or what he does
Yeah.
knows. He's given a lot of godly answers,
Yeah.
like a lot of Christian answers.
Okay. Is
Like,
that what he claims to
He's
be?
so he's so hyper polished. I just am afraid there's something that we don't know about him yet.
Okay.
So, just let the op research do their job. And
Yeah.
let it come out during this cycle on who he is before. But to me, DeSantis is not the most likable guy. His wife is far more likable than he is. She's a better speaker than he is, but he is a competent leader in every shape, way, and form. And he's a great counterpuncher. He's a great prosecutor.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think he's the right guy.
So
but
nothing is wavering that yet for you.
yeah, Steve, I heard the Soros stuff too from only Trump supporters, by the way. If you were George Soros and you were worried about Ron DeSantis being the biggest threat to you, and you have more money than you know what to do with, how would you discredit him? You donate to him.
Well, so is Steve saying that about Vivek or about DeSantis?
Saying about DeSantis, I believe.
There's a lot of precedence for that, Claudia, as far as why we question people's motives. Because I'd say generally the history of it is that there's some wiggle room to the truth when it comes to politicians.
Hey, Brandy.
Hey, Brandy.
Strength and honor to you.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
You're our best.
Yeah,
You probably
Vivek.
know Vivek. I've heard everyone but Trump take Soros' money.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, but here's the thing. People are like, "Oh, DeSantis is connected to the Bushes, and this and that." Listen, Republican money is Republican money is Republican money. I don't think you're going to find anyone but a self-made billionaire who has made himself the sworn enemy of the Bushes. Everyone else is going to be getting Bush and Bush donor money.
Mm-hmm.
There's only two teams, unfortunately, guys. And unless you're a billionaire, you're going to have to take money from people with like-minded cause. Are they pro-life? Yes. I'll take pro-life money. Are they free trade? Whatever. Yes. Are they pro-defense? Strong defense? Yes. All those other things. The thing I heard Vivek speak on today that was very compelling was his plan to dismantle the FBI.
Okay.
He has an actual plan to get rid of them.
All right.
He's going to reassign all the agents to other organizations like the border and other places, and totally gut the top.
Is that something like, okay, so he has a plan.
I don't know all the aspects of the plan, but
No, okay, but
for
I'm just
him
saying, like,
speak that it's more than a theory to him
sure.
was. I
But
think,
I'm just asking,
here.
what's the feasibility? So he has a plan. He's elected president. Who is he needing to convince on this plan to actually have it happen?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
So
if
I'm
it's because
assuming
it's
that's
the
not-
executive branch that he. I don't know what the limit on his powers are. But I know the deep state will fight him tooth and nail.
Right. So, like, does he have to get?
And there may not, like, I'm all for reforming the FBI. 100% for reforming.
Yeah, it's just,
the FBI.
is he having to
I'm
get all of
100%
the
reforming
votes to support
about
it
every
and blah, blah,
three-letter-
blah.
Every three-letter agency out there needs to be reformed,
Yeah.
in my opinion, and depoliticized. We still need them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need someone looking out for, counterfeiting.
Yeah.
And
And can we sever the in-bed relationship between Big Pharma and the
Yeah.
CDC and
Yeah.
FDA?
yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But so anyways, I wish, like, I heard Mike Pence is going to choose Chris Christie for his running mate. Like,
Okay.
okay, if you
That's
if
an
you could poll
uninspired
negatively-
ticket.
If you could poll negatively, then he would be like -12, but he's like 0% now, right? So
Yeah.
he's done, which is,
Why would he do that? What is it?
I don't know, and it might have been somebody planting it, but I think it was I saw it on Fox today.
That's an odd choice.
Well, they're
I
both
would-
going after Trump.
Yeah, but I would think he would do like Haley or something like that.
Yeah, well, Trump did an amazing job by making it appear he's going to choose Kristi Noem. I've been calling for
Did
Kristi
he?
Noem as
I
his
didn't
running
see
mate.
that
He hasn't, but he just did a big event there. She spoke there. It was a hat tip to behave. He chooses her. I think that is a mistake for her.
to be tied to him.
Yeah,
So,
I think
yeah.
that is a mistake for her. But she brings legitimacy, seriousness to that ticket. And, I would have liked to have seen DeSantis pick her as another 2 governors that would have worked. And maybe that'll still happen. But, it was kind of her doing that was a tip to him, I think. I still would like to see Rand Paul.
Right.
I'm a huge Rand Paul fan. I'd love to see Rand Paul as VP.
Yeah. It seems like he stepped back from any attempts to participate.
Well, I think that's good. And I think, you don't have to be running to be chosen. Like, Nolan's not running to be chosen. He would be so solid to go after, prosecute the COVID stuff, as well as the FBI and everything else. He would just be so on point. And, you could trust him with it. Like 100%, I believe you could trust him with it. So, but I thought that was very shrewd for Trump to insinuate doing that. Everyone's been calling for Carrie Lake for him. But again, what are you going to have, 2 losers then? Again, I like them both. I just.
Yeah, Carrie Lake doesn't have the track record like Kristi Noem does.
No. We don't even know if she can govern.
Right.
So, anyways, that's my thought on the political spectrum right now. Nancy Pelosi running again. There's only one reason for Nancy Pelosi to run, and that's to keep everything else. That's to keep everything covered up. She's got to run, or else, so she can disarm things as they come up. In my opinion, that's what she's doing.
Makes sense.
So Kristi,
plus she gets a little rich each time she
gets infinitely
a little richer every time she's there.
Kristi was an he's a great tough on crime talker guy. I think we all kind of liked him in the beginning when he was a new face on the scene. But again, if he's anti-Second Amendment, there's no place for him, in my opinion. That's why Kennedy will not be someone I'm going to support until if he would have to prove to me that he's not going to be anti-Second Amendment for me to even consider it. And then he would have to be.
Has that
pro-life.
come up in any of his interviews on
I just
for this election
he's
cycle?
a Massachusetts Democrat is going to be against it.
I just didn't know if. I mean, he's been doing a lot of interviews on kind of whether that platform position has come out yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm theorizing that he's
Still there.
pro-choice,
Yeah.
anti-Second Amendment, just based upon that he calls himself a Democrat. Even though they're completely screwing him. So that's my thoughts on politics for the week and where the race is shaping up. I still feel like this is all moving very slow.
Politics?
Yeah, I just feel like this one is not off and like exploding like 2016 and 2020.
Well, I mean, Trump was more of a novelty figure that was attracting a lot of attention in the early stages. Yeah. And so he's kind of like old hat, especially since he's not really participating in the actual election conversations.
Yeah,
and
them trying to kick him off the ballot in some states. Obviously that's only going to happen in blue states. If it does happen in a purple state, particularly where it's, they split it percentage wise, that's where it could really hurt them.
So they can do that. They can just choose to
They're
not
trying
have
to, but
like this would be if he was the presidential
this
candidate.
This is all legal theory that has not been tested.
Okay.
But if you get one,
Not
blue,
just
you get one
primary.
blue judge, you're done.
Okay.
You know, you get one blue judge, of course, you can do whatever, and then it'll be lost in the appeals, and it's too late then
Yeah.
because the election's over. Like, it's infuriating what they've done with the court dates, like right around prime election days, you know, Super Tuesday. You know, they've
Okay.
set all the court dates to interfere with all this campaign.
Really?
It's like the
That's
most
so dirty.
It's so dirty. It's so disgusting, and it makes me want to vote for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so there's certainly a chance it can backfire for them.
You know, but there's a chance if they seriously overplay this mask thing, I think people are so fatigued over masks and everything else. I think anybody could win.
Mm-hmm. It just still surprises me so much that I guess surprises not because nothing really surprises when it comes to all of this stuff, but the fact that all of the restrictions and masking and all of that stuff that is coming back, and there's like not even a health anything actually going on right now. Like and people are going along with it again already.
Yeah, and you know, Claudia's right with the mail-ins, and that's pretty much what they're going to try. We called it in 2020 that because whatever happened there worked for them, they're going to keep doing that, and there'll be a new strain that year.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I saw Mike Lindell posted something that they're actually going to trial in Arizona. You know, originally they sued to get the election machines out of Arizona.
Okay.
Machines.
Who sued?
Hey, Louis.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
His organization.
Okay.
And, first judge threw it out. Wouldn't let it go to court. They appealed it, and now it's going to trial.
Okay.
So they're going to get their day in court there.
And to not have the machines in Arizona.
That would be what could be the outcome.
Okay.
Could
Yeah.
be the outcome. Yeah. So, politics aside, you know, I feel the hinges coming off of society, you know, every day as I look at possible another pandemic coming down, whatever you want to say. I don't know how much more of that we can take.
We're not recovered from the first one, so I think another round of it would break what's hanging on by a thread.
You know, and until people get angry enough, why would they change it?
Right. Yeah. As Claudia said, it's their playbook. It's working.
You know, and I just have this pit in my stomach that something bad's coming down the pipe. And I hope all of our friends and I hope people are taking it serious and they prepare, because I don't know, you know, it used to be with the United States of America, and like you could feel safe traveling anywhere in the country, and you would be free. You know, you'd be playing by the same rules. But now going to New York or Boston or Connecticut or California, you could be arrested and never seen again.
Yeah.
Like communist Russia and China. Like DC.
Yeah.
Those guys who went to DC, we'll never see them again.
Yeah. Who's like, he got 22 years.
Yeah.
The guy who is the former Proud Boy. Is that what?
Yeah, the head of the Proud Boys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. All of it's crazy. You know, they're still rounding people up for that.
Are they really? Like people
Yeah,
who
they just did another arrest warrant the other day. It was on YouTube. They show up, they're all pointing ARs like these people are freaking, like they show up with like 6 dudes, body armor, ARs, they're in their PJs,
yeah.
and it's like, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
They, one video they show them taping up one of their cameras so they can't be seen, and they're all laughing about it. And
Billy Parton.
wow,
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
thanks, Billy. But we're getting a little dirty on politics right now. So I wish it was good news. The good news is that we all live in a free country, and you can leave and go live at wherever you want. It might cost you dearly, but you can. And I just feel something bad coming.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people have been feeling that way for a bit now, but
as we march closer to the election, I just think of how bad it was in 2020.
Yeah, I mean, do you give any credit to the fact that people were like, "Oh, it's coming at the end of 2020 and then 2021," and like every time that people have thought like this is it hasn't been it.
Something really bad did happen. Major metropolitan cities burned, people were murdered, looting.
But that's small potatoes compared to what you have this like that feeling about.
Apocalyptic, whatever. I'm not saying that the world's going to end. I'm going to say that people like us, it won't end for us.
Mm-hmm.
The day we wake up and some right-wing military guys do something dangerous, it's going to be extremely scary.
Strength and honor, William.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Well, so William said, so what are we going to do? Change it instead of harping on all the lack of action in the past. I don't think anyone's going to do anything, William, until we hit until something is so egregious, until something is so unjust that righteous anger takes over vast amounts of people and big things happen.
Yeah.
Other than, what are we going to do? I'll tell you what we're going to do. We moved to Tennessee where our rights will be protected.
It's take control of your own little bubble.
Yeah, you take control of your own part. You can't fix a blue
the big
state.
Picture is
you can't fix a blue state. You can't fix a blue region. You got no hope doing that whatsoever. So your only choice is to consolidate with like-minded individuals with political officials who will have your back, including sheriffs, governors, attorney generals, etc. And that just gives you the best chance at freedom. If you're in Boston or you're in Washington State or Oregon or Colorado, California, New York, Virginia, you're screwed. New Jersey, screwed. No. If you vote blue, you're a part of the problem, dude. If you're voting for abortion, or you're voting anti-Second Amendment, if you're voting for open borders, you're a part of the problem. We can't even discuss anything going further. Like, who's destroyed the country? Democrats. Yes, Republicans are corrupt. Yes, Republicans suck. But if you look at everything that's been destructive of this country, it is the blue party. The blue party hates America. The blue party doesn't know what bathroom to use. The blue party's coming for your kids. The blue party is trying to take parents' rights away. The blue party doesn't hate, is a part of all of this. And if you can't see that, I don't know what else to say. What's the only reason to vote blue? People like to smoke weed. Is that like the only reason to vote blue? You want to kill babies? Vote blue.
Hmm.
You know, like what other reason is there to vote blue?
I used to be the environmentalist.
The environmentalists. You know, which all their environmental theories are wrong.
Right, but they don't.
Right.
They
So
don't know
go
that.
green.
Right.
Solar panels, windmills, they're bad, worse for the
Right.
environment than what we were doing before.
Oh.
You look at electric cars. Electric cars are the worst thing in the world for us. You know, they were just looking at the amount of minerals for these batteries and the electrical grid that will do that.
Strength and honor, Danae.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
On some nice beach somewhere.
Well, she moved. You moved, right?
Did you move to that beach area? Yeah, the green movement is 100% enriching themselves for the NWO, the New World Order.
Yeah.
It's all about making sure you'll own nothing and like it and eat crickets. And
I'll
eat
pass.
crickets. Yeah. So all set. I'll be eating
I'll
my
eat
cows. I'll eat cows
I'll eat
and
cows.
chickens and pigs that I have in my backyard.
Someday.
You moved to Texas. All right. What part? So, and it's good to see you, Will. I don't know where you are right now. I think I remember you being in, well, you were in Virginia, but I thought you might have moved to PA or something. I know there was some big move.
So it's still in Virginia.
Okay, so you are in Virginia. Okay. Well, I'm glad you escaped.
Which
Nova.
area of the state are you in now? Because, yeah, there's certainly, I mean, there's a lot of Virginia that is still
Outside of Houston, okay.
doing it right. It's just, it's not enough to influence the state as a whole.
Yeah.
I would be curious, though. I mean, like, how is Youngkin doing? Do you, like, is he going to hold?
He's done nothing.
He's done nothing?
Yeah, he's been extremely moderate and do nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the second he starts, because he knows the second he starts acting like a Republican,
He's going to be
he
out.
loses the suburban moms, which is what got him over the
So
line.
a lot of the talk hasn't come to
No,
fruition.
he's a big wah, wah,
Oh,
wah.
that's too bad.
So
But enough of a want to maybe hold the
they're
seat
hoping that he doesn't offend enough people he can run.
that he can just
Like they were
stay.
trying to draft him in. You know, hey, you run Virginia, you haven't offended anyone, you haven't done anything bold, you haven't
Mhm.
declared anything, you haven't made any enemies yet. Well,
Yeah.
come on in and be purple.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So outside of Richmond's.
Yes, local is huge. Again, I don't trust Virginia to stay red. I think it'll go back blue because of Nova. If you just look at the math, the influx, the power vacuum, it's hard to overcome that. And then you look at Newport News, look at the military bases. Most of them keep their residents in their home state of origin. So it's pretty hard to overcome. Actually look at it. I mean, I spent like 20 some years in Virginia, and it went from a pretty red state to a light purple to like deep purple to who knows what it is now.
No.
I mean, in order for Youngkin to get elected, basically girls had to get raped and sodomized in bathroom by trans.
Yeah.
School boards had to cover it up. And then the local idiot police had to beat up the dad, all on camera, and Tucker Carlson basically
Yeah.
won Youngkin the race by covering it. Well, I was in Seafield for.
You were no.
More than that.
Yeah. You were 2012, right?
Yeah.
To 21. So 9 years.
9 years. Yeah. Yep. And that was in, and I was in Earlysville, but no thanks.
Yeah. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it one bit. Love my great state of Tennessee, but local's where it's at, but I can drive from here to Knoxville, here to Nashville, and I don't feel a problem.
What do you mean by feel
I
a problem?
mean, like I'm not going to be worried about law enforcement or
Oh,
laws
okay.
being put
Yeah.
on me.
Right.
But if I drive over the Connecticut border,
Mhm.
or I drive over, I won't even drive through DC.
Well, there's way too much. Yeah. Well, you can't really because you usually have your guns in the car.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I won't
yeah.
even drive through DC.
Yep.
Set up to,
We had an hour to our
people.
trip to go
Yeah.
in Pennsylvania.
and that's just a sad state of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you're in a blue place, then you gotta stay under the radar and not be the nail that's up highest, or else you're gonna get hammered down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is what's going on to all these poor people at the FBI knocking on their door.
Yeah. Can't believe that they're still years after that like that. You're in Knoxville. Okay.
All right. Knoxville. We looked at Knoxville. It was just too urban for us.
Not all
and a
that
little
far.
too blue. Yeah, you're 2 hours from us, Billy. That's where we go when we want to go to Costco. There's only one Costco.
Which you haven't
We
been
got
in a long
Sam's here,
time.
but,
It's been
you know, yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
A year, actually, because Ken Peters, that's when I met Ken Peters in
Right.
the Costco parking lot.
Yeah,
That
on the milking
picture just popped
machine.
up. Yeah.
Was that? Oh,
Yeah.
like we literally just passed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's such a long time ago.
It's been a whirl.
Like, what a whirlwind.
No.
I mean, just think of how many cows and how many pigs and how many chickens and how much since that time.
We were still milking in the field at
Yeah.
that time. Right in Knoxville, urban. There's a lot of pretty outskirts areas around there.
And there's also some not so good neighbors. So depending on how urban you are, Billy, be on, head on a swivel.
No.
Farm animals are great. You want to give a mastitis update for everyone?
The weekly mastitis report. So I dried off Noelle today with 5 different treatments. So we just have to pray that her udder sorts itself out.
That's
In
our
the-
Jersey
in the
cows.
2
milk
months.
Cows. We got a dairy.
Yeah, that
well.
she's dry before she's calving in November. Maple, who is also positive, but she's like not symptomatic. I'm not sure. I haven't treated her with anything yet. I'm not quite sure what to do with her. And then Gracie's still doing good. Margot's still not pregnant. We still have Wally. Still trying to sell him. I have an email from Craigslist that just came through asking about him. Pigs. We still have an excessive number of pigs that I still have to castrate. And Peg's little ones are feral and running everywhere, and just like catching them is going to be a beast.
They're a million miles an hour.
They're
It's
just
like 12 little red race cars.
yeah. You just like see them like zip, 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 because they go under the wire, so they're just like running free.
Yeah.
Which the Barb story.
Oh, go ahead. You tell it.
Well, no, I mean we won't throw it under the bus too much, but
Oh, throw
she
it
didn't
in.
know that. So Oink's babies, which are like 3 months old now, and they're big, but they're nowhere close to being adult size. They
They are toddler size.
yeah. And then Peg's babies, they hang out on the other side, like not in the pig fenced area. And so they just like if someone comes down there during the day, they'll like kind of follow you to the base of the hill to come back up to the property, the house and stuff. And then they just go back. And Barb was walking her 3 little dogs and had Bee the other night at like chore time. And she comes running back like frantic, calling for me down at the milking station. The pigs are all out. They were following me up the hill.
They were chasing
And I
me.
said, well, which ones? Is it the little ones or the big ones? She said, all the big ones, all the big ones. And so we're like, oh, well, crap. All of the pigs are out. So, which, I mean,
That
is a
means we've got
legitimate
500-pounders running
issue
around.
because it's happened before. So it's not like, that can't be true. So we hustle, like abort mission on milking and like all this stuff. And Jason and I go down there. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. And she had seen the 2 Oink babies, like little pigs in comparison. I had to like come up to say hi to her, and she was like, "They're all out." And so it's like, "Oh,
They were trying to
Barb,
eat me.
yeah." So,
Oh, city girls.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was at least a happy ending because we were like, gosh, we're going to, 8 o'clock at night be
was
fixing
funny.
pig fence. And
That was fun.
she didn't appreciate the joke.
Our
But-
pigs scare everyone far more than anything else.
Well, I mean,
Like Warren's intimidated by the pigs.
Is he?
Yeah, everyone's intimidated by the pigs. Like I can literally go on the pigs and like sit on them.
I don't know. I mean, you don't hear like really, well, I mean, you hear bulls being aggressive, but in general, yeah, cows you don't think of as,
I can go in there
the
and
cows-
give them all bear hugs, and
I'm
like,
more-
sit on all
I
of them.
more expect to have an issue with the cows than the pigs.
Yeah.
But I think like people aren't used to being
Pigs will eat you
around
though, and cows
a
won't.
large pig.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like when you stand up next, they can be,
Not
yeah.
ours.
Ours are great, but I've heard stories from people who
don't
have
know
dealt
what
with
breeds.
aggressive pigs, and that can be scary. I mean, because they're not like a cow is just going to like run you over. They're not going to try to bite you. A pig, like,
They'll eat you.
game on. Yeah.
I mean, they would wait a while for them to eat you.
And I mean, they got teeth like crazy, I mean, so
watching pigs
your
bite
injuries
saplings in
coming
half.
from a pig. I mean, you could get trampled by the cow.
or head-butted, like Solomon. can
Yeah, like
jack you
blunt
up as
trauma,
like
but like a
and
pig.
Our Black Angus bull could totally help.
Yeah, no, but I go into the cows with much more caution than I do the pigs.
I don't trust Solomon whatsoever. I trust Wally, and the pigs I don't have any problem.
Yeah.
Would I sleep in there? No, they would nibble on my toe.
Well, we
or
also,
something.
yeah, I mean, we keep them fat and happy.
And they're very happy.
They're,
pigs.
you
They
know.
don't wander. They don't go anywhere. Like, evidently. Yeah. Well,
It's just, I mean, because even the baby pigs are like bigger than her little midget dogs now, and so like everything is like they're trying to eat my dogs.
we did help foster that, or I helped.
Yeah. Yes,
Like,
you
don't
did. Don't
let your
put
dogs
me in
get
that.
near the pigs. You might never see them again.
Yeah. So, anyways, it was false alarm with the pigs.
But the turkeys are free.
Turkeys are free.
Turkeys are free.
And pooping on our front porch again.
I love the turkeys.
Hate the turkeys. Still hate the turkeys.
I don't like the turkey males. The girls are sweet.
Yeah, they're just so
Males are just
dumb. They're so
obnoxious.
dumb and they're slow, and like trying to get them back into their coop at night. I mean, just like they're a couple more weeks. But yeah, anyways, they're good. The meat birds are growing. They have 3 to 4 more weeks also.
Yep.
That'll
Oh, you're gonna
be-
tell them. Guess how big the chickens from the
Okay.
Freedom Rangers got.
Yeah,
So
well,
if you ever wondered how big a Freedom
I
Ranger
posted
will
a
get,
story, so some people might have seen it. But yeah, so we processed some of the rangers that we had kept that were processed last November. So they are about a year old because we would have gotten them in September. And like no one ever keeps their rangers for a year.
we do. We love throwing money away.
We do. And so we processed a couple of hens and a couple of the roosters that were left. And oh wait, so we did processing day the day after last show. Yeah. So the two males wouldn't even fit in the kill counts.
Lauren was hardcore, guys. Lauren was hardcore. It was awesome. I was so proud of her. Like, so we couldn't put them in the comb with their head.
Like
comes
they were
out and the
literally
whopper.
too fat for
So
that.
Lauren literally just grabbed the feet, grabbed the head, and pulled, and I just snapped with the things and blood and feathers. And
No, gosh, it
wings
looked like we
flapping.
were like
It
went to
looked like-
war.
Yeah, it looked like we were Haitian.
And that was the one that Barb made the mistake of
Voodoo doctors,
watching out
yeah.
the window. But yeah, so they were big boys and
11 pounds.
eviscerated 11 pounds.
Processed 11 pounds.
And so our 12-week processing weight for the roosters is anywhere between 6 to 8 pounds. And these guys were 11. And I mean, their like the turkey legs were like, I mean, the chicken legs were
they look like
huge.
turkeys. They
And
look like turkeys.
meat's not that great. So
Yeah.
they have to be like low and slow cooked to be any good.
Yeah.
But yeah, just huge. And then the amount of fat in like, especially the hen was just ridiculous. It's probably from a year's worth of milk. But just the fat in their intestinal cavity. So it was kind of an interesting science experiment, and seeing, I don't know if anyone saw my picture on Instagram. I think it pulled over to Facebook of the eggs inside. I
Very
thought it was
cool.
very cool.
Very cool.
Science. Did I ever think I'd be doing all the things? No, I did not. I thought I would be, well, yeah, like training dolphins or something was the vision. And no,
Now
I didn't
she's
think that I
lopping
was
off
going to
chicken
be
heads and-
killing chickens and denutting pigs. Not, it wasn't the life goal, but I wouldn't trade it. Anyways, yeah. But go look at the picture of the eggs inside, because it, like, you don't really think about, I mean, you think about your egg. I don't know. I mean, it's like all of the pictures, all of the yolks in the chicken go from like very little itty bitty to like bigger, and then there's just one
The
that's like
conveyor belt inside of
Yeah.
them where it just keeps moving the next egg and it
like
grows.
a little
So they're
cluster
various
of
sizes
yolks,
down.
and then one gets, it packaged up with the egg white in the shell, and then gets laid in the kind of 24-hour span. But yeah. So
denutting. I think that's yes.
Yeah.
Denutting. Lauren is the expert at denutting.
I hate you.
A scalpel.
I would not call it an expert, as I still feel so horrible for them. I'm not efficient at it yet. So,
well, with as much
dig a
rain
pond
as
and
we
train
had
some
this year,
dolphins.
we had a pond for a while.
Yeah.
We didn't even have to dig it. We just need to seal it. But no thanks on the dolphins.
Yeah, I'll pass on dolphins too. I don't even want dogs anymore.
Yeah. You don't want pet dogs.
Got rid of the turtle. Yeah, we don't have turtle, like nothing that's a freeloader anymore.
Except for our 3 useless dogs.
I hate Rainbow Bridge, man.
Yeah. We're just like, everyday God, if you want to take our Mastiff, our Pit Bull, and our Black Lab, call them home, go for it.
Yeah. God bless them. Love them. See you later.
Love them. We'll miss them. Kind of.
Yeah. One farm related thing that I'll share with you guys, especially in the vein of the question of what can you do to prepare instead of just complain about it. One of the like primary names and families out there in the homesteading world, they call themselves I think it's the homestead family or the homesteading family. I can't remember. They do very well for themselves with online content, and they've been doing a homesteading for years now. The husband started something called the School of Traditional Skills, and they are having a summit all next week for free. And it's like all day sessions, I think every day next week. So if anyone's interested in that, there's probably some helpful, valuable content of like gardening, raising animals, like all the stuff related to homesteading. So if you Facebook or Google or something, it's called the Traditional Skills Summit. If you have time next week and you want to just have something educational on the background to learn more about anything related to homesteading. Is it going to be
online or in person?
It's online. And so it's all free. And it's one of those things that if you want access to the content beyond the timing of the summit, you buy it, you get a deal if you buy it right away versus whatever. But so that's it. They're doing it for free and then make the money on the back end if you want access to it on long term.
My mom's dogs are in her camper now. We don't see them very much.
No, just hear them.
Just hear them. But it's way less now that she's up in the hill.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's tolerable. So a couple things. We're having Jimmy look for posts on our social media. We're doing our baby shower for Magnus Luther, who's my baby boy who's in here, who's going to be born on October 23rd, the 28th.
Ish.
Yeah,
ish. Who knows? Somewhere around there.
But September 28th is going to be the wedding shower.
Baby shower.
The baby shower. It's going to be dudes and us around the fire doing Viking stuff. It's not going to be the
27th. What's 27th?
Must be his birthday. So it's not going to be like a girly shower. This is for my son named Magnus Luther. So there'll be nothing girly about it. I've had girly baby showers. No more. We're having manly showers. It'll be axe throwing and beer drinking.
I'll only
And-
be there because the baby's in my stomach. Because this is really a guy's event.
Oh, no. Well, it's because you don't have a lot of girlfriends.
Truth.
So you know,
I've invited one person.
Yeah. So, you know, so be on the lookout if you want to come to that. Everyone's welcome, of course. We don't expect anyone to travel, but if you wanted to come for that, you may. And then October 7th is a Saturday. That's our active shooter class. That's a go 100%. That's your bet, the 27th. It's her
I'll
third
take
kid.
it.
There's no way she's going to go later.
That's not necessarily true.
You're gonna
I don't
go
know what
early.
my pattern is yet. B
You'll
was
go
11
early.
days late. Anya was 7 days early. We'll see. I would like to flip back to late just because we're like every day counts right now. We'll see.
Yeah. So just not too early because I'm going to be out of town. So
You've got a 2-week cushion.
Yeah.
That would be super early.
bull moose like Teddy.
I don't understand.
Don't either. So anyways, there's that. And then there's the active shooter on the 7th. If you want to come, it's going to be from 9 to 1. And then we'll probably have food and, you know, and socializing after. And Teddy Roosevelt. Yep. So again, those are the two big main events. And then, well, 3 main events: the shower, the active shooter training, and then Magnus Luther arrives.
And hopefully
Which
we're
there'll be a
processing a
great-
lot of animals between now and
Yeah,
then
and
because
then
I need
hopefully
to
we'll
lighten the farm load.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be down.
We'll be down
One-
turkeys. We'll be down meat
turkeys,
birds.
We'll be down
Hopefully at least a
Jersey.
pig.
Be down a Jersey.
You
the
think we're going to have
turkeys.
off Margot by then?
Unless you get busy on AI and her.
We wouldn't know though. That's the problem.
So, which sucks because Margot's our favorite.
Yeah.
She's all personality and fun, and a great milker when she does that milk. She just
We
can't
haven't
get
had it
pregnant.
in a while.
Yeah, we haven't had it since
Yeah.
last year.
Mm-hmm.
So she's a 1,100-pound pet.
Add her to the list of useless animals.
Yeah. So, and then we're gonna have about 2,000 pounds of pork. Also, when we process the pigs, if you want to get your sausage and your stuff from us, I will be making runs up to Virginia for those who are in Virginia for business. We'll put them in dry ice. We'll bring them up there, and do that.
We haven't
eat all of our
processed
chickens.
anything
We
other
haven't
than
processed
chickens
any
still,
until
Claudia.
Yeah, so
We're just feeding animals for the sake of feeding animals at the moment.
I'm just waiting for the weather to get cool,
Yes.
honestly.
Those pigs especially have struck the lottery big time on how long they've been alive.
Yeah, we'll never do this again as far
No.
as keeping them that long. But we had to build a processing station. We had to acquire the know-how, and then we have
missed
to
the
need
process,
we
like
need-
the
we
best
missed
processing
window.
season.
Yeah.
Although I
so-
have seen, I mean, I saw a post about someone like they were like commenting, they had would you do a whole pig?
Yeah, we're-
like roasting a whole pig or
selling a whole pig. Yeah, we're gonna do 5 like giant pigs. So if somebody wants to buy a whole pig, you know, they can buy.
we
a whole pig.
have one big girl,
Yes,
like
absolutely.
beyond typical processing size. We have one that's going to be basically just sausage because he's fat and just a lard pig. And then at least three that will be kind of more typical processing
Yeah,
size.
those would be the red wattles. Those are
Yeah.
Bud, Kelly, and Pork Chop.
Yeah.
So they'll be prime, and then I think Bubbles is pregnant. So
I'm still not sure. But it's
otherwise I'm dying to try her because she's red wattle Berkshire.
yeah, I'm really not sure. And I don't know. I don't know what if you had a pregnancy check a pig.
Well, if no one they are pretty obvious when they want them out.
Yeah.
It's not quiet.
Unless she's just like because I don't
Even then,
know.
it's still not quiet because they fight each other for it.
But unless like she's just not cycling properly anymore,
Oh.
like for whatever reason she's not getting pregnant, she might just not also be having like I don't know if she's I don't know whatever's going on with her. Something's going on with her reproductive tract
Well,
system.
I am concerned about like Margot. Be very sad, but I think that's the only thing to do.
Yeah, we would like to eat these animals.
Yeah, we fed them very well. We take great care of them. We can't wait to have endless pork and endless stuff. I can't wait to be able
It
to
kills me every time we buy pork at the grocery store.
Hey, what's up?
Strength
Welcome.
and
Strength
honor.
and honor to you.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Can't wait
Strength and honor.
to like make our own sausage, right? Like not be stuck getting what you get at the store.
No.
So making a maple, the brown sugar and honey and whatever you want.
We've got the fancy grinder just sitting waiting to be used.
Yeah, I've got like a 70-pound grinder. Thing's so darn heavy. It took 2 of us carrying it downstairs. 1.5 horsepower grinder, which probably isn't even big enough. I mean, it'll be big enough for what we're doing, but
Yeah.
We can't wait for bacon and pork belly.
I think the hardest part to get used to with processing and eat like is you're very limited and every cut has only just a certain amount
There's only one
versus like
cut. There's only-
that's what we went through with chicken wings especially
Yeah,
it's
like
like how
chicken
many
wings.
chickens
they had to
do you
pro- yeah.
eat like in one meal of chicken wings and
Like,
so
we
we got like
processed
2 or
100
3
chickens and we're
servings
Man,
of
you
wings
go through those wings really quickly.
and then it's poof gone so that's bacon and ribs will be kind of the same thing
But we'll have a ton of sausage,
ton of sausage
and we'll have all kinds of ham and tenderloin and
Well, so then it's
pork
figuring out
chops.
curing and all the stuff.
So, well, hey guys, we're gonna hit the rack. So, thanks for joining us. TRWZ8. Dude, you got here late. I'm sorry, man, but you can watch it on Rewind.
We
talked
talk
a lot.
about faith, politics, and farming.
faith,
Is that about
politics,
sum
and
it up?
farming, and some prepping.
Prepping, farming, homesteading.
Yep. So, thanks for checking us out, but we are out. I got to get some sleep. So,
Amen.
love you guys, and Lauren's gonna pray us out. Take us
All right.
home, Mama.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you now grateful again for our Friday evening family. Thank you to each and every one of them for joining us, for setting aside their busy schedules to fellowship with us. And as always, just thank you for bringing them into our lives. May we continue to bless their lives as much as they enrich ours. Lord, thank you for this week. Thank you for the covering that you've given our family and our farm, for the lack of drama that often goes on. We are grateful for the quiet week and for the progress that we've made in our business and the farm. Lord, we spoke a lot tonight about our country and what path to take. And there's just so much going on there, Lord. It's so hard to make everything straight. So please just open our eyes to the plan that you have for our nation, how you need us to help right the ship, and whether who do we support to put in power? What do we need to do to prepare? Just all the answers that we need to feel comfortable and confident that we are doing what we can to contribute to bringing this country back to you, Lord, because that is the only way, really, truly the only way path forward for this great country. We appreciate and are blessed by the opportunity to even live here, Lord. So we just want to continue on that path. Lord, as we move into the weekend, I pray a blessing of peace and health and safety over everyone listening. May they give their best time to you each and every day, and secondly, to their family. And we pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Hey, this Sunday is the Sunday before 9/11, and that's the whole reason why I started this church. So, hey, Phil.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Strength and honor to you. So 7 o'clock, we move services back to 7 o'clock for the winter. So 7 o'clock, my 9/11 sermon, be live streaming from here. It'll probably come on at like 7:15 because worship before that. But I'll be covering, what I always cover on 9/11. So, all right, guys, for the veterans and the first responders and for people who love our country, it's a really important day, and no other church covers it. So we will. God bless you, and I'll see you on Sunday.
Good night, guys.
Bye.